So today I wanted to go over something that I've been mulling around in my head for a while, and I thought I would bring to y'all. That is, what is the Star Citizen dream? This idea came about when I was trying to think of and talk with a couple people about why did we get into Star Citizen and what does the game mean to us? And a lot of times it came back to it was the dream of the game. So in this video, I want to go into that, go into a little bit of the history of the game, what the dream is, maybe what the dream might mean to you, and at the end finalize and move on. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into that. So in the beginning, all the way back on October 18th, 2012, this game hit Kickstarter. Chris Roberts revealed the game, showed it off, and people were able to back. In the beginning, even now to this day, it was the largest crowdfunded video game project in history, and the second largest crowdfunded project ever, only surpassed by an EOS blockchain operating system. So that is insane. That many people decided to throw money at this game to make it real. But how is this any different than other video games that have been crowdfunded? There have been thousands of crowdfunded games since Star Citizen came out and since then. And what keeps people spending their hard-earned money on this game and coming back so often for new updates and every little piece of content that comes out? Channels are constantly getting views on any little information on this game. And why is that? Well, hopefully we'll find out together in this next video. Before we begin, I would like to provide some backstory so you guys understand where I come from, how I got into this game and how it came to me. In 2012, Christmas 2012, I found out about Star Citizen. Didn't know about it during the Kickstarter era. I found out a little after, and I was mesmerized immediately. As soon as I saw it, it was just mesmerizing to me, the concept of this game. Not really the graphics, not really the story or any of that. It was just the idea that got me, and I think that is what has gotten a lot of people. But anyways, I backed with a small package. I believe it was a 300i back in December 2012. And within, I'd say, a year, I was concierge. I just couldn't stop buying the dream. And that's kind of pretty much stopped at this point today. But for the longest time, many, many years, I was just buying that dream of Star Citizen. But then I moved on to some small organizations and eventually became the leading director of a small organization called AFO Phantom. At this point, I'm a concierge member several times over, and even though I do believe in the project, I have my criticisms, and I'll try not to interject those too much, and give you guys an objective point of view, but like everybody else in this game, we all have our likes and dislikes of how things have been handled and some of the developers, and we'll just leave it at that. Anyways, let's go back to the fall of 2012, and Star Citizen was just announced. Many soon-to-be citizens were mesmerized at the video, like I was, and realized and noticed that Chris Roberts was putting on a vast open world, gritty, hands-on gameplay with a robust campaign. And it was all being brought to us by the guy who brought us Wing Commander and Freelancer. At this point, I don't know anybody that wasn't throwing their money at the screen. Not during the Kickstarter for me personally, but later on. But in general, from what I've heard, people saw this and were just throwing money at the screen. They just couldn't stop investing, even though they really had no idea where this project was going to go. But that dream, that spark that had kicked off in the back of their minds, and the stories that they were mulling over while they were trying to go to sleep at night was just inching them closer and closer to buying more and more things from this game. But before the Kickstarter was over 34,000 backers had raised just over $2.1 million to fund the development of this game. That's crazy. That's a lot of money for only 34,000 people. Today that number has been raised to $298 million. Yes, that's over $250 million to build a game that still has many, many years of development to go. I was told growing up, all good things come to those who wait. But man, is it hard to wait this long. However, CIG has done something smart here to keep this dream alive. They have realized it is hard, extremely hard, to develop content on any platform out there and then sell it to people. So CIG did something ingenious. Instead of selling us content, they sold us the idea of content. Now let me break that down. CIG knows very well that they cannot put out the content at a reasonable pace to keep their fan base interested, and the content that they do put out will not fit everyone's dream, and if it doesn't fit that dream, the interest will go down. So instead, they sell backers pictures of ships and stories of far-off planets and wars beyond the borders of the United Earth Empire to us. Our human brains just do the rest of the work for them. Before we know it, we are shelling over thousands of dollars for the next mining ship or pocket carrier that will complete our fleet. That is, until we see the next dream CIG has served us on the table. And then our fleet needs another ship. I've seen it thousands of times at this point. Now this may sound like I hate CIG, or this video is meant to bash them. It's not. On the contrary, it's an objective look at what the Star Citizen dream is and how it came to be. I believe to best understand why this dream is still alive almost 8 years later, we have to understand its origins. Alright, let's move on. What is the Star Citizen dream for you? Perhaps maybe it's a way to connect with distant friends. Or it could be a way to get your frustrations out after work. Maybe it's a way for you to escape the reality of crap life in a sci-fi world that you can control. At the end of the day, the dream is really what you make of it. This dream that they have sold us time and time again, it's really a manifestation of what we want. Whether that be, making new friends, or going out and exploring the unknown, or providing a service, or getting back at those who have wronged you. Honestly, I think the reason why this dream is so successful is because every person interjects a little bit of what they really want in life into the game in a way not that other people can see, but when they think about the game, when they're staring at the pictures of their ships, when they're flying around in the persistent universe, they're putting that narrative in their head and they're making that story, whether they say it or not. And that keeps the dream alive. I think CIG knows this. I think CIG knows that people aren't buying the game for the gameplay per se. They're buying the game for the dream and the concept and the fantasy world they have built around the Star Citizen world. And Chris Roberts was a genius for how he marketed and sold Star Citizen. In a way, I hope this game never comes out so the dream I have for it can stay alive. And I'm sure it won't be exactly what I think it will be or what you think it will be. It'll probably be great, and I really think that. But it's going to be a long and bumpy road, and we can try and help guide it as much as possible. But at the end of the day, CIG is going to make the game they want to make, and people have to realize that may not be the game they want. But alas, all good things must come to an end, and we can only hope that Star Citizen will be amazing and be a work of art we can all enjoy together. That being said, let me know what your dreams of Star Citizen is. I would love to hear everybody's story and discuss it in the comments below. Tell me how you got into Star Citizen, what ships you have, what dreams you have about the game. Chuck them in the comments below and let's get that conversation going. If you like this video and want to see more about Star Citizen, more content about the game, hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and it's the only way YouTube shares this video. Other than that, I stream on Twitch Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, various different games, and I'm building a community on Discord. The links will be in the description below, and I really hope to see you guys out in the verse. Have a great day.